But there are clear dividing lines, right, between ideas and philosophies that seek the welfare of society and those ideas and philosophies that seek to destroy the welfare of our society. And when I say welfare, I'm not talking about a government welfare program, just to clarify. I'm talking about what's good for people around us in our community, okay? Building the kingdom of God in this society could look as simple as taking the time to vote, right? Behold the kingdom of God. Finally, we can build the kingdom of God together as a church, and this can be difficult because we can be so focused on building the kingdom of our local church that we lose sight of the kingdom of God. Let me give you an example of this. You might have seen this going around the news recently. There was a church, and I think it was in South Carolina, and they were doing some interesting marketing practices. So if you don't know, you can do something, you can do something now called geofencing, okay? Which I don't know if you've heard of this, but essentially what you can do is you can put a fence, not a real fence, a digital fence around a geographical location, all right? I'll give you an example. My family and I, we were in Panama City a few weeks ago, and I was looking at my phone, and I get ads for, they have that Ferris wheel, the Sky Wheel, I think they call it, out there. And all of a sudden I was getting ads on my phone. I didn't search anything. Like, how do they know I'm there? They do something called geofencing. If your phone goes into that location, they'll give you an ad. It's crazy, isn't it? So this church in South Carolina, here's what they did. They geofenced every other church within like a 50-mile radius of their church. So if you went to church anywhere in that area that Sunday, guess what? You're getting an ad for this other church. Whose kingdom are they building? Is that the kingdom of God? And we have to step back and wonder, whose kingdom is our church building? All sorts of churches, especially in the West, have resorted to cheap gimmicks to draw a crowd. Then when that crowd gets in the building, they soften the gospel message and don't talk much about sin. Instead, they focus on principles to make your life better, presumably with a little bit of gospel sprinkled in here and there. Now, tell me, whose kingdom are these churches building? They're not building God's kingdom, they're building their own.